What's up, YouTube? It's your girl B. I know it's been like a day or two since I did a video. My bad. I'm sorry. Trying to come up with some ideas for some videos. So far I got story time, and on top of that, y'all just know about me anyway. So I'm gonna be telling y'all how I was pregnant at an early age. Basically pregnant at 15, as you can tell from the title. Basically, I was pregnant at 15 with my child's father that I've been with for 4 years. Basically, we're gonna start from the beginning, but I'm gonna let y'all know the day that I had found out that I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant October 20th, 2013. Cannot forget that day whatsoever. Let's fast forward. I'll say when my last, basically the ending of my freshman year at Midwood. That's another thing that we're gonna need to talk about. I went to all the schools that I went to. Basically, sorry, I got distracted for a second. So basically, towards the end of my school year, me and my ex-boyfriend, of 4 years, the father of my child, we ended up having like our first time having sex together. I ended up doing basically, X with him, and really didn't expect to get pregnant, bro. I really didn't, because like we was using protection. So ended up me and him having, sex. I'm going over to his house while his mom was gone, being a little fast out girl when I shouldn't been. Like I should have just been sticking to my books, but just trust and believe I was making them grades, boo. Even though I was being fast, I was doing my work. But I was being fast, being a little thotty thot, because this is like my boyfriend of 4 years. What could go wrong? But we was like on and off. So basically, we had sex. We ended up breaking up because he was cheating, and the girl wasn't even that cute. But that don't matter. It's old. It's old news. Old. But basically he was cheating. We broke up. I started dating a dude during the summer of my freshman year. This is when we already had. This is like the ending of my freshman year, going into my sophomore year. Okay, sophomore year, me and the boyfriend that I was with, my ex, me and him was dating during. Hold on a second. What's wrong? Say hi. Can you say hi? So basically, me and the ex-boyfriend, the one that I wasn't pregnant by, we was dating. We started dating during the summer. This is when I wasn't knowing I was pregnant. Going into the school year, we was together. Basically, October comes around. Let me go to, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Basically, let's go to the part where I go to a physical so I can go out for the volleyball team, because I was playing volleyball at Midwood. So I wanted to play volleyball at Star Spencer. So basically, I ended up going to Star Spencer. My child's father, he was going to Harding's Fine Art. So basically, I came from Millwood to Star Spencer, and I wanted to play volleyball. So we had to go take a physical. So I went to go take my physical, and my mom took me. And like when we did the physical, like towards the end, like the woman, she was like feeling my stomach, asking me questions like, "Does this hurt? Does that hurt? This, and that." Basically, it didn't hurt. Like when she was touching me, like I couldn't feel nothing solid or hard on me. And like I was like, "Come on now, like, so what's up? So can I play or not?" So then the woman approved me for playing volleyball. So I was playing volleyball while pregnant, and I did not know at the time. So skipping. It's time for my mama's birthday, October 20th. Okay, so we're going to Mama Rojas. I'm eating the nachos with jalapenos because jalapenos is my favorite. I ended up having a very bad heartburn. When I tell you, it was extreme to where like the pain did not stop, like chest, and then it went down to my stomach, and it made me feel like I had knots in my stomach plus the chest burn. So I ended up going to the hospital after Mama Rojas on my mama's birthday. So I'm not thinking anything of it because I'm having my cycle. I'm, being regular. It's cool. So eventually, they made me pee in the cup. So I went to the bathroom, pee, this and that. I had to go pee again. So I'm coming from the bathroom, and the nurse was like, do you want me to tell your father or do you want to tell him? So I'm like, tell him what? At the time, my sister, she was like, telling me like, "Oh, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. I've been going in your room at night while you sleep, with my head on your stomach." I'm like, "Girl, you crazy? Like, no, I'm not pregnant." But come to find out, when I went to the hospital, the nurse said I was pregnant. So I'm thinking like, "Oh, okay, the boyfriend that I'm with now is like, it can't be his because we ain't never did it. So it couldn't be his." So I'm like, "Damn, I broke up with this fool and now I'm pregnant by him." So basically, I found out, and my parents ended up. I had to tell him. My dad was with me at the time, so I had to tell him. So then he called my mama, and my daddy was like, "You're gonna need to sit down for this. Brianna's pregnant." When I tell you, like, that was like the worst feeling ever. Like, I was so mad at myself. Like, bro, like, how could I get pregnant? I'm only 15. I'm still a kid. I'm still in high school. So I'm thinking all this and stuff, and so then I'm thinking like, at the time I was thinking of like giving up my child for adoption, which I've been through that, and I wouldn't want any other child to go through that. And basically, like, I was like, forget it, I'm keeping her. I don't care. I made a mistake, but I'm still gonna keep her. So then after I ended up telling my mom and dad, they was like, well, we're about to do an ultrasound. Okay, so they did the ultrasound. So when they say I'm pregnant, that's when I already know. I'm like, bro, like, bro, like, man, I was small like this, 6 months, small, no stomach, boo, no stomach at all. So basically, they put in the camera on there, like the doctor was like, "Oh snap, that's a big baby." So I'm like, "What you mean?" So then Daddy over there, my daddy was like, "What the hell? Hell no." He was like, "Deborah, the baby comes soon. It's gonna be here in a couple of months." What? She's like, "What?" She's like, "She's gonna be here in a couple of months." So my parents swear up and down that I was really like, trying to hide that I was pregnant. When really I wasn't. I didn't even know because I was still having a period. And then on top of that, boo, they see my stomach. So how the fuck y'all go along with me this long? And then, come on now, I wasn't showing. So basically, I got home. I know I disappointed my parents, but like when I found out that I was pregnant, I ended up telling my boyfriend that I was with. I'm like, "Hey, I'm pregnant, and no, it's not yours, because come on now, we didn't have sex." You do too much. You want to say hi? So basically, I ended up telling the boyfriend at the time that I was pregnant and that it was with my ex. And he understood, like, he stayed with me for a couple of months because I even told him, I'm like, I understand if you want to break up with me, this, and that. So we didn't break up until like a couple of months later once Star Spencer told me I had to leave. Like, I had to go. Like, I couldn't stay there. So I ended up transferring to Emerson. Emerson, it was cool, but it wasn't like a normal school. It was like, whole lot of pretty girls and trouble kids. The only thing I really liked about the school was that I would be able to take my baby to school with me, and like I could check on her at the daycare that they provided for us. Um, but it was pretty cool going there for a second. I told the father of my child that I was pregnant. He already knew. He was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I did it on purpose." So I'm like, "So you knew?" So when I like basically he wasn't surprised when I called and told him I was pregnant. He wasn't surprised at all. And that was like the crazy part. And so then basically I told him that time to have the baby. So we had a conversation. I had a conversation with him before like it was time to have the kid. So I was like, so what do you want to do? Like, we can co-parent, we can do this. She could come over there for a couple weeks. He wasn't having it. He was basically like, oh, well, I want to get back together. I'm like, well, I don't. I want to get back together. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm straight good on you. And like, I'm like, but we could co-parent though. He didn't want to co-parent. He was just like, fuck it. I'll basically just, just tell her I'm dead. I'm like, wow, okay. I see what type of dude you are. Since you can't have me, you don't want the child. Like, who does that? Really? Like, who tries to have a kid and then just because the person that you had the kid with don't want you, you don't want to be a part of that child's life. All right, so I left it at that. But I'm still gonna be your mom. And like basically I was still reaching out to him. Like basically I reached out to him on the day that I was having her, which was December 30th, 2013. So basically I called him. He was like, oh, I'm on my way. His homeboy was supposed to bring him, but he ended up never coming. So I ended up having her with my parents in the room. It was like kind of weird having my dad there, but that's dad. That's his grandbaby. My dad ended up cutting the umbilical cord for the baby. And then them two been like stuck like these forever. My dad and Charisma. She loved her papa. Um, Basically, so then I say like some months went by. I would like basically I'll be the baby mama, like, oh, I'll send you pictures. So since he lived right down the street from me, like pictures that I took of her or we took together, just so he could see how the baby's doing, how the baby's growing. Like I'm sitting there putting it in the mailbox and stuff. So when he opens it up, he'll be able to see it. Or if not, I'll put it in the door to where it won't fall out and like he'll see it. And so I did that for like I want to say 6 months straight. Like whenever I like took like a professional picture, I would send it to him or go down there and put it on the door. Basically he came at 6 months to see the baby, and his auntie had came with him, and they wanted to just to see if the baby was just like him. Only thing that Charisma looked like of him is the ears. That's it. She don't have nothing else of him but that. Like other than that, she's mine, boo. Like he didn't get sexy like that for nothing. So basically, he ended up come seeing her at 6 months. He held her and stuff and was like, oh yeah, she's mine. Like he basically saying her like, oh, he wants to be in her life. Ended up he didn't stay for long. I'll say the last time my daughter has ever seen her father was when she was 5, and I made that effort because she really wanted to know who her father was. Marcellus has always been the dad for her, like the dad figure, if that makes sense, because he's been knowing her since she was 1 years old. Basically, I went to his grandma's house, gave grandma his number. He ends up calling me. We end up texting, and he lets me know where his mom stays because basically her Charisma's grandma wanted to see her. So basically, we go over there and I let them chill and interact because that's her father. Which Charisma, she is very shy. Like y'all probably won't even see her that much on my channel because she is so shy in the camera. She doesn't know what to say, and I understand how that feels because I was also a shy person myself until it took 7th grade for me to get to where I am now. But basically, they ended up talking. That was and 5 years old. That's the last time Charisma has ever seen her father. And basically, like I tell her, like I wanted to let her know, like, hey, your mama's not keeping you from your daddy at all. So don't ever think that, because at the end of the day, a parent always needs a chance to see their children. So when I told her basically You can go find him when you're 18, but for right now, you're staying with me. And like, I did my best. Like, I did it. Like, I looked for him and all that. It was up to him to stay in your life. It's not, we're not about to start begging somebody to stay in your life. And that's what I'm basically trying to teach my daughter. Like, don't beg nobody to stay in your life, because if they really wanted to be there, they'll be there. And so since he's not being there, he's missing out on the great things that you can be, basically. So like, she's low key sad about it, but she don't care. She got a mama. She got me. I come see her every day. She's more like she likes to stay with grandma and grandpa more than me, because they buy her everything. Buy her everything. And I'm like, you just a spoiled little brat. When you come over here, you're not getting all that. Because like I feel like, because she's to the point where she needs to learn how to earn stuff, and stuff just not be given to her. Unlike grandma and grandpa's just gonna give it to her. They're not gonna just like make her earn it. And with me, I make her earn everything she gets. Like, I'll say like a proud moment for me from her. Basically, she had took her STAR test for her reading and her science. She ranked 88 in the nation for her scores. I'm like, what nation? So she wants a hoverboard. I'm getting her a hoverboard. Um, Lord, I'll say one thing: I would not change it for the world. I wouldn't change my daughter. I had like, even though I know I was being fast and grown and stuff, it also taught me responsibility, and I'm grateful for that because it matured me a little bit more. Even though I shouldn't even be mature right now, like I should still be just out there living my life. But at the end of the day, me having my daughter, it made me prioritize myself. Like, because to be honest, when I had her first, bro, I was really considering adoption, but I was, and then like looking at it and looking how like basically, I didn't end up bad, but I know people that ended up in worse situations in a DHS home. And some people don't even find homes. Like, I was lucky to even find a home that would accept me and my brother. Because mostly, like back then, DHS, they try to split you up. Like, they split you from your siblings and stuff. And like, knowing that she was like the only one, like she didn't have no siblings to go through this with, I was really feeling like, I'm not about to do that to her, because some kids end up in the wrong homes where the parents don't do it for the right reasons. All they do it for is the money, and then they be just abusing the kids and like not really taking care of them. It's like it really like, I thought of it, but then I was like, no, I'm keeping my baby. No matter what the struggle is, I'm gonna make sure she's all right regardless. And she is. She fine. She got everything she wants. She got her own little room. She got 2 closets at my grandma's house, and then she got a closet in here in my house. Like, what 7-year old has 3 closets? Let me know that. But she's a blessing, bro. Like, me being pregnant at 15, it really grew. It really put a toll on my life to where it made me make better decisions in my life. Cause, honey, I would have been making some bad decisions if I didn't, start using my grown mentality and stuff. But basically, that is the story. And you got something to say? You got anything to say? Just your finger. Want to say bye bye? Say bye. Say bye. Either way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please, and turn on that notification button for another video. I'm sorry that it took me so long for this one, but I'm thinking of ideas. I'm trying to make it up as I go. Just work with me, and I'll see you back for another video, okay?